And you've talked about different testing methods. Which ones have you found to be the most effective for PCV3?
It depends on what my goal is. Again, processing fluids are an excellent way to measure sow farm status. Again, you got to use a little bit of context there and don't make a diagnosis based solely on processing fluids. So I use processing fluids a lot in monitoring. Sow blood has not historically for me been a great sample. However, if I'm investigating sow mortality, tissue samples, kidneys, spleen, lymph nodes, those type samples, I always submit if I'm suspecting PCV3 as a cause for that, and skin, especially if there are skin lesions. Mummified fetuses, I can't stress that enough. Mummified fetuses is really what I chase.
You talked earlier about PERS. Where there's PCV3, there's almost always PERS. What other patterns have you seen?
I don't know that you can say that. Yeah. In my world, in the herds that I work with, I'm in a very PERS endemic area. So I do believe PERS is an important cofactor for PCV3, but I will note that I have often seen PCV3 as a sole agent, and the diagnostic labs are reporting that as well. There are important cofactors, and that was presented yesterday, the diagnostic lab reports from the University of Minnesota and Iowa State Veterinary Diagnostic Lab. They showed the cases of abortions and stillborns and mummies where they measured other pathogens such as PERS and parvovirus. But they do show that PCV3 as a sole agent is not extremely common. It's a low percentage of herds, but it does exist. And those are the cases where I think hands down it's easier to make a diagnosis because that's the only pathogen there.